I've got 4 side hustles that no one is talking about that can earn you as much as $900 or more per day with basically no skill.
So first things first, let's give a credit to this video and this channel. This video has over 2.4 million views. That's crazy number to think about. My whole YouTube channel just recently went over 1 million views. So this one video has over 2.4 million views. Okay, so the premise of this video is 4 side hustles that no one is talking about for 2023. 4 side hustles that no one is talking about for 2023. Remember that.
You have to do is choose one of these ideas and then execute. Americans throw away almost 5 pounds of trash per person every day. And
so this first one, I actually really like. After he talks about it, I'm going to talk about some other opportunities I think that are in there, but I actually like this idea. This one's kind of gross, but I like it.
All this trash ends up in your trash cans where a garbage truck then comes and picks it up.
That's true. Trash ends up in trash cans.
But after the trash has been taken to the trash can, there's always something left over. Gunk. Smelly
Yep, that's nasty.
Garbage juice that attracts cockroaches, ants, rats, possums, and other rodents and pests that could then
He should give a disclaimer because that is nasty. That's not something you want to watch while eating breakfast in the morning.
Eventually find their way into your home. And this is where you come in. You'd be really surprised to learn that a lot of people will pay you really good money to pressure wash their trash cans once every month or even as much as every week.
So this is a really cool idea. You just basically get a pressure washer and you wash garbage bins. Now this will work if you live in a middle to high income class. People that are struggling. When I was growing up, we weren't struggling. We were just like kind of on that line. We wouldn't have purchased someone to wash our garbage bins. It would have been me. I would have done it for free and I would have had to do it with a smile on my face. So yeah, like I said, I think this is a really cool idea. Again, you have to have the right market. And one thing that you have to consider when you're doing these side hustles is you're going to have to think about overhead. For example, he's going to talk about cleaning supplies in a second, but you're going to have to go travel to these neighborhoods. So that's going to require gas. That's going to probably require some maintenance on your vehicle. I guess you could walk there, but it would be kind of a long walk to be lugging around a pressure washer. You're going to need supplies like a pressure washer. You're going to need a cord. You might need hoses you might actually need like a water tank if people don't want you to use their water. Again, you're going to actually need, I used it was a foam cannon when I washed my car. You're going to need something like that as well. So he'll talk about the startup costs in a minute, but also be aware that, this isn't going to be a no overhead thing. Maybe like starting an online business. Now, again, this is going to work well in a middle to high income class neighborhood. If people are struggling, if people are working multiple jobs, the last thing they're going to do is they're going to want to pay for a luxury like having your garbage cans cleaned out. Like I said, when we were growing up, I would have been that and I wouldn't have gotten paid for it at all. Oh, the other thing I want to talk about is I saw on TikTok kids would actually make money pulling in the trash bins every week. And so what this kid did in his neighborhood is he went around and said, hey, look, I'll pull your trash cans to your garage for $10 or $15. And so we have to realize that people will buy stuff if you can save them time or save them money. Okay. And doing something as little as pulling in trash cans, having them pulled in by the time you get home from work will save them time. And eventually, and again, this is for middle to high income neighborhoods. If you can save them time, they will pay you money for it.
About the service. And the best part is that getting started is incredibly cheap and easy. The first thing that you'll need, obviously, is a pressure washer. And the best part is you don't even need an expensive commercial pressure washer that'll...
Yeah, you can get a pressure washer maybe $200. So you also have to consider those attachments, the different pressure for the pressure washer, those little knobs that they tip, they will break, they will get lost. So that's something that you're going to have to consider as well. You might want to think about insurance with this simply because let's say you scratch somebody's car or you know what I mean? People will sue you for just about anything. So you want to make sure that you are thinking about that stuff before it happens.
That allows you to spray soap onto the trash cans before you actually pressure wash them. For the soap, you can either buy some cheap solution from a hardware store or Amazon, or simply use a watered down mixture.
Like I said, when I used to pressure wash my car, I used something called a foam cannon. It worked really nice. You just added it to the end, and it makes life much easier. It makes it look cool when you're washing the car. You can use something like that as well. A foam cannon may run you another $100 to $200 depending on where you purchase. You do want to check for your local rules and regulations when it comes to spraying stuff and chemicals, because again, you don't want to run into issues. You don't want to be doing your job and the police pull up and say, "What do you got in there?" And you run into some issues. You want to make sure that you're in a well ventilated area. Just make sure that you are looking all of that stuff up before jumping right into this. But I really like this idea. When I ran my web hosting company, I printed off oversized postcards and I sent them out to all the businesses. You could start there. If you are limited on cash, I would try going to networking events and just kind of building relationships that way. I would also just go door to door every day. If you're serious about this, every day pick a neighborhood and walk the entire neighborhood and see if you can drum up some business and drum up some support. Again, another really cool opportunity. What you may want to do too is, if you're really trying to save time and money and try and get up and running as quickly as possible, try and have them mass printed at like a FedEx. So that way you're not paying for shipping and you can actually get this up and running. I would just print off regular flyers, or maybe do like half sheet flyers and stick them in the door. Or what you could do is find out when the trash collection days are and go around and stick them to the top of the trash bins on the day. So for example, our trash collection day is Thursday. If I wanted to hit my subdivision, I would, after the trash has been collected, go and put little pieces of paper on top of the trash bin, say, "Hey, look, let me clean this off for you, come up with some really cool marketing thing." And that might be a better way to go. Use half sheets of paper, you get double the output. Yeah, go get some bright pink or fuchsia paper from Office Max or Walmart, print them off, cut them in half, have your kids cut them in half, and then just go door to door on trash collection day. Get some tape, some of the strong tape, put it right on there and move on. One thing not considered is the time investment to get your first client. So you may spend $100. You're probably going to spend closer to $500 with this method. And how long will it take for you to get your first client? Again, you want to think about things like overhead. If you're going out to these different neighborhoods, how much time is going to be invested? How much money you're going to spend on gas to go out to these different neighborhoods? But like I said, I really like this idea. Also, pulling in garbage bins, like I mentioned. You could set up a whole little thing, trimming hedges. If you just look at this, you could trim hedges. You can pressure wash driveways and sidewalks. Now, again, you want to make sure that you are targeting the appropriate clientele, or else this won't work for you. Yeah, that's a good day's work. I wonder how much, and the other thing that maybe you're not thinking about with this is, if you are using a gas-powered pressure washer, how much gas are you going to spend every single day? Again, you want to make sure that you're considering overhead, because while it's $1,100 per day, how much time are you going to invest in the other aspects of it? Are you going to need to buy separate clothes because you're going to be cleaning out nasty garbage cans? In the previous shot, he showed a picture of a guy wearing a mask and wearing gloves. You also have to think about when your stuff breaks, because it will break. I agree 100%. It is easy to start. It's relatively cheap, not as cheap as maybe starting an online business, but the number of people that will be interested in this might be a little bit overestimated. Again, you have to think this is going to be a luxury. People that are struggling to get by, people that might be facing the pinch of expensive eggs, because apparently that's a thing over on TikTok. I didn't know eggs were so expensive. But if you are worried about the cost of eggs, you might not be interested in paying for an item like someone to clean your trash bins.
A couple of years ago, when I first started my YouTube channel, I bought a couple of pieces of artwork from Etsy. This is a stock market bull and a stock market.
Now remember, it's 4 side hustle that no one is talking about for 2023. Remember that.
Bear. And I paid roughly $200 a piece for this canvas artwork. Now, the interesting part about this, and what I later learned, is that while yes, this is original artwork, the seller isn't actually the one producing these large canvas paintings and shipping them. Instead, they're using a print-on-demand service.
So in 2023, nobody's talking about print on demand. If you jump over on TikTok, that's basically all they're talking about. Now, when it comes to print on demand, I never tried it. I looked into it, and I just really didn't understand the process of it. I didn't understand why or really how you could set up a shop, maybe on Etsy, maybe Facebook Marketplace, something like that. And then people would come to you and buy, and then somebody else would ship it out. Where's the difference there? How much do I pay Printify or Printable, whatever it is? And then what's my cut? So I never really got deep into it. I just didn't kind of understand it. But again, print on demand in 2023. That's the other issue. I have no eye for design. I'm not an artist at all. What I'd wind up doing is hiring somebody to do it. Now in 2023, you could actually go over to I think it's like Wall-E or something like that, and you could have AI design art for you and then do arbitrage that way. Or you could hire someone over on Fiverr, but make sure that if you hire people on Fiverr, that they are creating unique pieces of content. One of the issues, unfortunately, with Fiverr is people are in such a rush to get these jobs, because really that's how they make the money, that they will actually just give you the same thing that they've created. They'll give it out multiple times, and then you wind up running into issues where you're selling the exact same thing as everybody else. Now here, this makes me nervous simply because you're going to run into copyright issues. The Monopoly guy, or the game Monopoly, is copyrighted and trademarked. So it's very possible that if you start selling a lot of this stuff, you're going to get an email, you're going to get a phone call, your Etsy listing is going to get taken down. Now, I know you're going to go over to Etsy right now and say, there's a bunch of them up here, but you don't want to take that risk. Let somebody else take the risk of listing copyrighted, trademarked material. You can find a million other ways to make money online. It's not worth it to risk it. One of the things out there you'll see is people doing like Disney stuff, people doing logos, trademarked and copyrighted logos. That's a huge risk that I personally am not willing to take. Yeah, I would be very, very careful with doing this stuff, because again, a guy like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant's estate, they're going to be, they want to make sure that their brand is being elevated and not reduced or diminished. $19.94, that's not something that I feel comfortable playing with. Definitely read the terms of service of using Unsplash. It's free, but I don't know that it's free to monetize in that way. You can use Unsplash and put it in your blog posts and your YouTube videos because it's already online. I don't know if you'll be able to just take it, put it right on Etsy and then sell it that way. That actually looks really cool. Again, be careful. Always, whenever someone tells you to do something online, make money online, always read the terms of service. Even when I'm telling you this is what works for me, read the terms of service, the terms of conditions, so that you are compliant. The last thing that you want to do is spend all your time, energy, and effort setting something up. And I'm not just talking about this in general. Spending all your time, energy, and effort to set something up, and then you start making a few dollars, and then your Etsy listing comes down, or your Etsy accounts get shut down, or you're in violation of some way. Make sure that you're always reading the terms of service. I think you could be successful with it. It's going to take a lot of trial and error, and you also have to show up every day. Don't just think you're going to post one thing, one motivational quote, and $900 is going to fall out of the sky. Now, I'm not claiming that that's what he's saying at all. What I'm saying is most people, when they try and make money online, and in fact, I had a comment saying this will take a lot of work. I uploaded a video yesterday that shows how I earned $130 with the Bluehost affiliate program. The guy commented, this is going to take a lot of work. Well, yeah, if you want to be successful, if you want to earn $900 per day, it's going to take some work. The people that are really successful online and offline realize that you have to show up every single day. Like this guy, I'm sure he didn't just roll out of bed one day and say, I'm going to make one video and I'm going to have 2 million views. He put in some time, he put in some effort. He was very thoughtful. If you look at his background, everything is intentional. Okay. The lights that he has on the tree are intentional. The bull and bear that he talked about, intentional. Actually, the bull and bear look like, I think that's a bear. The bear matches his clothing. Everything that he has is intentional. And that's how he's been successful. That's how he's been able to grab 2 million views on his YouTube videos. If you think you're going to just show up one day and $900 is going to fall out of the sky because you uploaded one Etsy print on demand thing, you are sorely mistaken and you're going to be frustrated.
This next side hustle is extremely unique and I've personally never seen anything else like it. And so I'd like to thank Faisal for showing me this, because honestly, and this is really saying a lot, this might actually be the easiest way to make money online with very minimal effort. So I want you to think about every single time that you go to Amazon.com and shop. Sometimes you're just browsing through products because you're bored, and other times, if you're like me, you're always kind of searching for a specific product. And when you find that product, you see the image, you see the price, and you may go down and read the product description or the reviews. And oftentimes what I'll do, especially if it's a bigger purchase, is actually go to the videos and I'll watch a video review for the.
What he's talking about is the Amazon influencer program. I made a video about it in 2022, maybe 3 months ago. There are tons of videos out there on this side hustle. It's really easy. One of the biggest pushbacks that I get with this method, and people are always looking for ways not to do something instead of ways to do it, is you've got to go out and buy all these products. No, you start with products that you already have. Walk around your house, look at the products that you've purchased. You can also look at your recent orders. So if you purchase something from Best Buy, for example, look and see if that product is being sold on Amazon. You don't have to buy the product from Amazon. It just has to have a listing from Amazon. And so basically what he's going to say is you're going to create videos, review videos, unboxing, first impressions. I've talked about this a few different times. And again, the premise is 4 side hustles that no one is talking about for 2023. There are tons of videos out there about the Amazon influencer program. And the cool thing with the Amazon influencer program is that you create a video, you put it on Amazon, and if someone watches 30 seconds of your video and they purchase a product within that niche, within that area, you can earn a commission. Now, I get questions all the time. I'm getting clicks, but no buys. Probably getting clicks, but you're not the last click. You're not the last view. It's important to know that with Amazon, the last click gets the commission. And basically what that means is, let's say someone watches my video on this DeWalt drill, but then they watch another video after that by somebody else. Because they watch that video last, that person's going to earn the commission. You can be really successful with this, and you can be successful with this with stuff off the beaten path. You don't just have to do tech. You can do dishwashing liquid. You can do literally anything. You can even do something like iPhone covers, iPhone cases. There are literally millions of people out there that are looking for it. And again, the premise is 4 side hustles that no one is talking about. The next iteration of this is Amazon's actually come out with like a TikTok version of the app. I watched a video about it last Friday where they've come out with, like I said, it's like a TikTok version, but it's right in the Amazon app. I think it's called like Ignite or something like that. And there are some people that are affiliates of Amazon and they're creating content, earning commissions. There are some people that aren't, but that's probably going to be the move for 2023. Ignite app. If you want me to do a video on that, let me know and I'll do a separate video, but that's going to be where the opportunity is in 2023 and 2024. In my Amazon influencer video, in addition to creating a video to putting on Amazon, also put it on YouTube, also put it on TikTok so you can double and triple dip.
That's fine. Buy it, review it, and then return it.
If you do that a bunch of times, Amazon will probably block your account. What you should do is start off with products that you have, and then over time you can reinvest in your business. Not a huge fan of buying and returning. As a person that sells stuff online, that can, a business owner, I don't recommend, and if you want to be a business owner, I don't recommend that you buy and return. What you could do is you could find cheaper versions on eBay, maybe go to the thrift store. In my personal opinion, not a great business method to buy and return. I think Amazon would let you do that a couple times and then would actually shut it down and not allow you to do that.
So I recently spoke with somebody who started a successful 6-figure Etsy shop by finding a product on AliExpress, buying it for super cheap, and then selling it at a marked up price on Etsy. And the crazy part is that it only took her 6 months to do this.
You're going to buy stuff cheaper at AliExpress and then resell it, Amazon FBA. I don't know exactly what it's called when you do it on Etsy, but again, the premise here is 4 side hustles that no one is talking about for 2023. A lot of people are talking about Amazon FBA. Basically, with Amazon FBA, you buy something cheap on AliExpress, you have it either shipped directly to you and you do the packaging, or you can have it shipped directly over to Amazon. You put a listing up and then you walk away. One of the concerns that I have with this method in general is that Amazon's tracking all of these purchases. They see what works really well, and then they're going to come out with an Amazon Basics version of the exact same thing, and they're going to undercut your price, or they'll delist you. There are many stories out there where people were selling great, they're having a great time with Amazon FBA. Then the next thing you know, they have an Amazon Basics version of the exact same thing, and they push you out. The Amazon Basics version will always be boosted a little bit higher than the stuff that they've got to pay for. And so that's always something that you have to consider as well. The cool thing about making money online is literally anybody can do it. You don't have to be a genius. You don't have to be smart. You just have to go out and be willing to put in the work. If you put in the work, you will see some results. Also, too, you have to be willing to get out of your own way. A lot of people don't want to be uncomfortable. And if you don't want to be uncomfortable with starting an online business, you shouldn't start an online business, because it's going to be uncomfortable every single day. Yeah, like I said, this is a really cool idea. It works really well. It worked better probably a year or two ago, maybe even a little bit more. But again, the issue that you're going to run into is Amazon's going to come up with the exact same thing called Amazon Basics, and then they're going to undercut you and they're going to push you out. And eventually you'll get to a point where your margins are so tight, either you have to find a brand new product all over again, or you have to close up shop. There are tons of stories out there about the exact same thing happening. I'm not just making this up. You can do the research for yourself, where Amazon undercuts you, or other business owners undercut you as well, because there are research tools that'll tell you what's selling. People that have deeper pockets will come in, undercut you, and then raise the price or whatever. It's such a cool opportunity. If you can find one, and you've got enough cash on hand, you can buy 100 of them, ship them over to Amazon, make a quick buck, 10 times whatever that is. It does require a decent amount of money up front, because you're going to have to be testing. In most instances, the first iteration, the first attempt at doing this either doesn't work, or you don't make the amount of money that you expect. And so you will be required to test this a few different times. What I will say is any side hustle will work. All of these side hustles will work. It depends on what your tolerance is for the online business. For me, it made me nervous having a bunch of products that I would send over to Amazon and not necessarily know that they would work. For me, what works a little bit better is either creating and selling a digital product or affiliate marketing, because you create the digital product once, maybe you take a weekend to do it, and then you go out and try and sell it. If people buy it, you make your money back. With affiliate marketing, you don't have to worry about a product at all. I can just go out and partner with different organizations or companies, and I can promote their product. And if someone buys, I earn a commission. If they don't buy, I'm kind of out of that time. However, if you are creating content where you can get paid for your content, you're not really out of that much.
You'll just have to do some research to figure out what products people are buying.
That's the challenge. You got to do the research to figure out what people are buying. That takes a lot of time. And you're actually going to create the competition where it's going to be a race to the bottom, where people are going to be lowering their prices, which could make it difficult for you to turn the profit of $17. What I guarantee you happened is someone watched this video, they copied down the name of AliExpress, they went out and bought 100 of them, and they're following this exact process. The other issue too is people don't want to be creative. They're going to see, he talked about this product, so I'm going to do this product. And whoever is selling that product, the original person, is probably under some pressure to change their price because they're losing sales. Now, this is a good idea. Use Google Trends, use the other tools that are out there to help you find something. The other issue with this method is if you're going to use Etsy, Etsy doesn't have a warehouse. And so you're going to have boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff. Let's say you buy 500 of these. You're going to have 50 boxes of gold Mickey Mouse ears. And if nobody buys them, you're out of whatever it costs to purchase those, and you're going to have boxes and boxes and boxes of Mickey Mouse ears. All right, so overall, I think this is a really good video. I really like the first side hustle that no one's talking about because no one's actually talking about it. The other ones are, kind of picked over and communicated. But one thing that you have to be aware of, and I said this a few different times, be aware of the overhead. The overhead is usually like the hidden costs that most people don't think about when they're getting into business. For example, pressure washer, you got to buy the gas, you got to buy all of that stuff. If you are doing the last method that he talked about with Etsy, you're going to have to buy those things, and you're going to have to store them in your home or your apartment. And then you got to make sure that they sell, because if they don't sell, you got a bunch of junk. Overall, I think this was a really cool video. And 2.5 million views in 1 month is insane. I would be over the moon if I had just a fraction of that. Now, if you want free affiliate marketing planners, these planners will help you grow and organize your affiliate marketing business so that you can make more money online. Click the first link in the description or go to alstongodbold.com/start. Watch this video next because YouTube says it's going to help you grow your online business.